Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding this video or any other videos that I posted in the past. The goal of my YouTube channel is to help you to develop a home cooking system using my fast cooking system, which stands for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Recently, a viewer wrote to me and she asked me how to use cooking wine in Chinese stir frying. And I have done a similar video before, and I'd like to do another video to address some of her questions. There are several iconic dishes where wine plays a very important role. Probably one of the most famous dishes is drunken chicken, where wine is to marinate the chicken. Another well-known dish most of you probably aware of is Kung Pao chicken, where wine also plays a significant role. The wine that are most important is a wine known as Shaoxing cooking wine. A Shaoxing cooking wine is probably the most famous of all Chinese wine. It comes from a city known as Shaoxing, which is in the eastern side of China. It is an ancient city established about 2,500 years ago. Today, Shaoxing is a modern city which has about 5 million inhabitants. It is one of the most significant cities both in modern time as well as in ancient time. The city is located in a province known as Zhejiang Province. It is about 125 miles from Shanghai. It has many important products, particularly in textile. However, its most important product, which is well known both in China as well as all over the world, is the wine that it produces, and the wine is frequently known as Shaoxing wine. This wine is truly an ancient wine. Its brewing dated back to about 2,500 years ago. The wine frequently known as a yellow wine because of the color. And today is still an important table wine that people drink for ceremonial as well as for entertainment purpose. One of the most important characteristics of wine is a particular wine which branded as a red daughter wine. This wine is well known is because in the ancient time when somebody have a daughter, they would bury this wine in their backyard. And this wine will be opened when the daughter get married. And so from that standpoint, this wine has powerful and significant impact on the social culture, the tradition, as well as the celebratory aspect of Chinese tradition. However, from a foreign standpoint, most people record this wine as a cooking wine. Now, there are many versions of this Shaoxing cooking wine. They make by different brands. And the significance of this cooking wine cannot be underestimated because this cooking wine used in almost all kinds of Chinese cuisines, as well as using in international cuisine as well. And this wine has some very specific characteristics, and I will demonstrate to you how best to use this wine. Now, cooking wine turned out to be something quite different from regular type of drinking wine. Most of us know that in cooking wine, you can store it in room temperature, and this will last for a long time. In the contrary, you cannot store regular wine. Once you open it, the quality of the wine will deteriorate. The major reason is that the cooking wine do not change is because of its alcohol content. A cooking wine has alcohol content usually up to about 20%. Now, if you look at this chart, you can see a different type of alcoholic beverage. And the cooking wine is way up, probably somewhere in the middle. Of course, at the high end is distilled alcohol, which can last indefinitely because there's no microbial contamination and can grow in this high alcohol content. And one important characteristic of many different types of wine, particularly the wine which is known as fortified wine, sometimes we call them dessert wine. This wine usually by adding additional alcohol or by adding other chemicals that will prevent microbial growth and therefore give them much longer shelf life. Also, many different types of wine are resistant to oxidation. Therefore, their rate of deterioration, even if they do occur, take place over a long period of time. As we all know, wine is a distillation of a sugar in various types of grain. Now, in the case of Shaoxing wine, it is a rice wine. So it is a wine that distilled from fermentation of rice. And the rice that I use for making Shaoxing wine is a glutinous rice. And this rice, when they are being fermented, will produce Shaoxing wine. But of course, it can produce other type of wine. Now, Shaoxing wine has been brewed for centuries. And one of the most important aspects of Shaoxing wine is that during its brewing, that the wine will be stirred by hand to agitate the process of fermentation. And this is one of the traditional how to produce Shaoxing wine. And these characteristics remain till today. As you can see in this picture, is that you have this huge vat of fermenting rice, and the worker will stir the content on a regular basis. Now, I'm not a wine drinker myself, so I really do not know what makes a good wine. But when I drink the Shaoxing cooking wine, I find that it is very salty, much more saltier than expected a wine should be. But when I drink a Shaoxing wine that are designed specifically for drinking, the flavor is quite different. And this is what makes the Shaoxing cooking wine distinctive. So Shaoxing cooking wines usually are best for flavoring a dish. Now, based on my personal experience, I find that Shaoxing wine tastes really great when you make a lo mein. A few drops of Shaoxing cooking wine greatly enhance the flavor of the lo mein. Now, cooking with wine has become popular mainly over the centuries through the use of the wine to marinate meat. Now, meat turned out to be able to tenderize by wine. So wine frequently used as a marinating substance. The French has been excellent in using wine, particularly to cook beef. There are very number of famous French dishes. But wine is also used a lot to making sauces. And one of the significant ways to make sauces is that when you want to deglaze, which I use a method very similar to deglazing called spot cleaning, to remove the residues on the surface of wok, you use wine instead of using water. And this will add flavor to the dish. And in the Western cooking, wine also used frequently in making sauces. In French cooking, wine is an important way to enhance the flavor of the sauce. However, in stir-frying, wine very rarely used for that purpose, except wine might add to the end of the stir-frying process to enhance the flavor of the dish. So there are many different types of dishes that you add wine right at the end. This will give the wine the most significant flavor. Instead of like in French cooking, the wine often add together with other ingredients. This will lead to the wine integrated into the flavor of the dish by through stewing. Another way that the wine frequently used in many types of Chinese cooking is to use it as a marinating sauce. For example, wine frequently added to as a marinating sauce for beef, but it also used for fish and sometimes used for other seafood as well. And wine can help, particularly if you let the wine sit with the meat for a long time, it can help to tenderize the meat. So from that standpoint, the wine plays a significant role. So you can experiment with that as well. So in summary, if you want to using Shaoxing wine in your stir frying, one is that you can add the wine at the end of the cooking process that will help you to enhance the flavor of the dish. Or you can use it as a marinating agent to marinating your food ingredients. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. The goal is that you will be able to use home cooking as a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. I believe this is really important as an investment for your long-term health, both physically and emotionally. If you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.